Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Amplify Your Business. We're down on Whyte Avenue at the Varscona Hotel. We're going to be talking to the general manager about what they did differently through COVID. What were the challenges that they were presented with and how did they overcome those? And so why don't we go in and chat with them right now? Well, thank you so much for taking the time today to talk to us a little bit about what you guys have been doing here at the Varscona over the last 16, 18 months or whatever it's been now since the pandemic started.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. It's been a year, longer than that. But you know, we have been focusing on our local tourism and creating experiences, packages here on Whyte Avenue to just try and drive as much business and community support as we can. One of our more popular packages is the Experience Whyte package, where we've partnered with local businesses that are offering discounts for our guests. So it's kind of a shopping package, if you will, with discounts at restaurants, retail outlets, and the hotel.
Yeah, so the whole experience then, you're trying to build a real...
Exactly, a local tourism bubble of Whyte Avenue and Old Strathcona.
Nice.
It supports us, but it also supports our neighbors. So that was a great package for us.
I mean, that's one of the things that I really love about what transpired through COVID is that everybody kind of came together and it really solidified the community aspect that we have as businesses, as patrons as well. I mean, everybody is really rooting for the local businesses. And then when you have all the businesses, you know, joining forces and creating something like this, a great experience, that's really cool.
Yeah, we're all in it together.
Yeah, isn't that the truth of it, right? And so walk me back to, you know, March 2020 and the lockdown is announced then. And you're in the hospitality business. I mean, when that announcement...
We closed. And at the time it was terrifying. Yeah. You know, we didn't know what the future would hold. We didn't know if we would reopen. All of our staff were laid off and you know, for a couple months, but thankfully we reopened for the summer. And while it was 70% less than what we would have normally expected, at least we were here and we were able to bring our team back. And you know, things, of course, the next winter was just as challenging as when it started. And then again through summer, you know, it's been a very difficult time in our industry. When travel stops, so does the business for a hotel. Yeah,
so if you're running a hotel and through COVID there, what would you say were the biggest challenges? I'd imagine it must have been the kind of the start and the stop. Would that be it? And just trying to figure out the manpower part of it?
Yeah, managing the schedule through the pandemic was tough because this summer, as an example, as soon as the restrictions were lifted, it was 0 to Mach 10. And we had weddings and we had social events and of course we were running on a bare skeleton staff, so recruiting, training, and trying to get everyone ready for that was definitely challenging. And now that we're at the end of summer, looking ahead is a big question. What's to come?
Yeah, because right now we're filming this on September 2nd, I think it is, 2021. And so we just had an announcement with the city saying that come tomorrow, we're going to have to be mandated to wear masks again. And the numbers have been spiking. And so, there's a lot of uncertainty as to what's going to happen. But I suppose now that you've been through it, there's a little bit...
That's the best part. Well, not that any part of that's really great, but the fact that we've done it before, right? We're heading into our second pandemic winter. We know what worked last year, what didn't work last year, and hopefully that will build us a better path forward this year to have a more successful outcome.
So what would you say was the thing that I guess kept you guys going or that really helped propel the business forward then? What were you guys doing maybe differently than what you would have on normal years besides those package deals?
We really focused on our food and beverage offering because we knew that we weren't going to have a lot of out-of-town patrons coming in. And Ampersand 27, our restaurant, created a lot of different set menus, different themed dinners for anything that was going on in the city, whether that was Ice on White Festival, the Sweet Treats and Latte Festival. Anytime there was an opportunity to build or create something new, the chef and the restaurant team jumped at it, and we partnered it with the hotel. So, you know, if mom and dad wanted to get out of the house, they could come stay at the hotel, wine and dine in the restaurant with these themed dinners.
Yeah, so the staycations were a really big deal, I would
100%.
imagine. And then you bundle that with some great food,
Yeah.
and you're off to the races. Okay, so speaking of food, why don't we head over to Ampersand 27 and just take a look at the facility. I mean, what a great restaurant that is. Not to mention or belittle basically what's happening here in the foyer, the lobby area. I mean, this is just a fantastic looking hotel. You guys have done such a great job of just making it look like a fantastic destination and comfortable. The ambience is great. Love it. So let's go take a look at the restaurant then.
Perfect.
Okay, so here we are standing in Ampersand 27. So this is the beautiful restaurant that's part of the property. So tell me a little bit about this restaurant. What do you guys really focus on here then?
Yeah, well, at Ampersand 27, we're crafted to be different.
Yeah.
So we focus on our craft cocktails, craft beer, as well as our recipes. We like to try and source local meats, local cheeses. We are really well known for our charcuterie.
Nice.
Through the pandemic, we actually switched gears and started doing charcuterie for virtual events. So everyone's on Zoom these days, and we would deliver charcuterie kits to all the delegates around the city, just to kind of bring an element of food and beverage to people's meetings at a time where there really wasn't any of that.
Yeah, I was actually part of one of those events where we did receive that catering, and it was just absolutely fantastic. And I have to say, the quantity that you had in those boxes too was no joke. I mean, that was a lot of food in there. So that's just another example of the support that you guys provided to the community and community organizations, and partnering and making sure that those events were successful because they couldn't be meeting in person. And so
Exactly.
it really elevated the experience coming from somebody who got to participate in
that's
that
great.
experience. Yeah,
That's great.
Okay, so you said food and beverage was really the key thing that kind of kept things going, kept people coming in. So tell me a little bit more about some of the strategy that you guys deployed then when you were thinking, okay, we have to do something. We have to get people in here.
Yeah.
So this was the centerpiece. So tell me a little bit more.
Well, and we even, we went through the wave with the COVID wave. As things were locked down, as we shut down, we switched gears each time. Seemed like every few months we were in another lockdown. And so what do you do to drive business when you can't come into the restaurant? And so the virtual event solutions was one of those things. We did a great charcuterie challenge, which our second annual will be coming up this winter, where people could get the kit from the restaurant for curbside pickup,
Nice.
take it home, design their own charcuterie board, and then post it online. And we had a grand prize, which was built up of all the different restaurants on Whyte Avenue, different gift cards. So, that was one of the things. We also put our restaurant on to Skip the Dishes and those third-party platforms, because previous to the pandemic, we had never been a take-home or a delivery restaurant. So getting us up and into the times with Skip the Dishes helped us as well.
So this is an interesting topic because there's a lot of debate, right? Or a lot of people have been talking about the pros and cons of those third-party apps like Skip. So from your perspective as the restaurateur, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, that was a necessary evil in a way, or how do you approach it?
In a way. I mean, obviously we really appreciate those that come directly to pick it up when it's curbside only.
Yeah.
We love welcoming our patrons to the dining room for an experience that you may not be able to create anywhere else. But at the end of the day, it was how do you drive business and how do you get as many orders in a night as possible? And so opening up those streams, as you say, it was a necessary evil to help get us through those dark times.
Yeah, and so you still deliver through Skip and that? You're still part of those?
We do, yeah.
Yep. Okay, but the preference is somebody orders it online.
Come on in and join us.
Come in, or if they're going to order, come in and pick it up if they can.
Yeah,
Is that the
exactly.
idea? Yeah, and then obviously, come down to this beautiful facility. I mean, this is an incredible spot, so romantic, right? You can have a great dinner date and a staycation like what we were talking about before. Just such a beautiful, beautiful facility. Okay, so tell me a little bit about the type of food then that you guys do besides the charcuteries. And so I know that you are really trying to create something different and unique. So tell me a little bit about some of the other.
Well, our recipes, one of the pieces that makes us unique is that our menu does change quarterly.
Okay.
And so, one quarter for summer, say, we might have a bunch of different salads and different summer-inspired items. Then flip to the fall, and we start seeing those heavier items, pastas, steaks, things that are more hearty and will keep you warm on the street. And so, where we tie that in is we elevate classic recipes. Putting a spin on it with some local ingredients and little twists that'll take that comfort food and just take it up a notch.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds so good. Okay, so is there anything else that you'd like to speak to in terms of what you guys did maybe differently and what maybe you have in store for the next, this winter? Trying to navigate through what we don't know really is.
It's funny. We just spoke about this morning with my team, and we're looking at the winter, and it is an unknown. And so our strategy heading into it is, how do we make those special occasions even more memorable, and how do we make it an experience within our restaurant or the hotel? So we're looking at Thanksgiving, we're looking at Christmas, we're looking at Valentine's Day, all the festivals that go on throughout the year, and how do we create an experience where local Edmontonians are going to want to come and join us, but perhaps also we could get some of the northern communities to come down to the city. And in a world where international travel, even interprovincial travel, is difficult, we really rely on the community for support.
Yeah, well, and the support I would think is going to be there again, because you guys were such an embedded part of community just in general through the last 18 months, and so that's really good. The work that you guys have done there, the groundwork that you've laid, is going to pay dividends, I would think, going forward. Now, you guys have a beautiful bar, well stocked, which I love to see, and you guys obviously must do some fancy drinks over there. So tell me a little bit about what you guys are doing there. Again, is the cocktail, this really fancy cocktail, something that you guys have really embraced as well?
One of our more popular cocktails is the Old Fashioned, which comes smoked in a glass dome right to the table. So the server comes up and lifts the dome and out pours the smoke, which is a really neat Instagrammable moment, which we try and strive for. We use a lot of edible flowers and other neat kind of fresh herbs to enhance the experience. One of those is a smoked sprig of rosemary, so creates a smell. It's more than just a drink.
Yeah. It's back to that whole experience, right?
Yeah.
And like you said, so Instagrammable nowadays. That's what everybody's looking for. So you get to have this beautiful place to stay, you have a beautiful meal, some nice cocktails, and the Instagram is going crazy. Yeah, what a great, just jewel in our city here in Edmonton. And so for those of you who haven't had a chance to come down and stay at the Varscona or have a wonderful meal here at Ampersand 27, I definitely encourage you to do so. I'm going to actually take a sip out of this Old Fashioned. Let's go check it out right now. Okay, so this is the smoky Old Fashioned. I can't wait to try this thing. So look at this, eh? Beautiful. Okay. Oh, that is nice. Yeah. Now this is what I'm talking about, everybody. You got to get down here, the Varscona Hotel, Ampersand 27. Grab yourself a wonderful cocktail, enjoy a beautiful meal, and say hi to this guy walking around, because it's just been a pleasure, such a treat. So thank you so much, Joel.
Thank you for
really
coming. We appreciate it.
Okay, so everybody, if you're looking for any more episodes of Amplify Your Business, if you enjoyed this one, head over to amplifyyourbusiness.ca and you can see all our archived episodes there. And if you're a business owner who wants to get some exposure for your business, reach out to us. There's a contact form on that page, and we'd be happy to come down and visit you as well. Take care, everybody, and be safe.